Alright, alright, alright. Hello, magic people. It's time for some Dominaria. That's right, let's play MTG. We're gonna start playing with Dominaria cards. No, they're not there's not easy access to them online yet. We don't have them in paper, but the cards are floating around online, and I was able to just snag the cards we needed for this nice little jank deck. It's going to be the first Dominaria cards to actually be played here on the channel, and as far as I know, there's not a lot of other communities actually playing Dominaria yet, so we should have a little bit of fun with this. Now, online, we are seeing a lot of people, play around with different decks and things like that. So, hey, we'll see where it goes. The meta's got a lot of work to shape up and to get into, and building sideboards and things like that's going to be a little difficult until we know what's going on. But for now, we're going to play some Teshar's constructs, so I hope you guys like the show. If you do, give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, subscribe to the channel. Oh no, the webcam ain't working. There we go. There we go. What's up, guys? How you doing, Lamp? You're shining a little bright there. There we go. Let's get that glare. Lamp's like, see me, notice me. Alright, so how's everyone doing? Have any of you guys got a chance to play around with the Dominaria cards and things like that? You sold your promo Lyria for 50? Nice, Jeremiah. Man, we got a lot of people in chat. Let's just go ahead and get some shout outs here. Albatross, what's up, man? How you doing? Justin Clay, of course, Nightbot's here. Squee! How you doing, Rush? There's a fling in the sideboard. It does come in certain matchups. And Jeremiah, Austin, how you doing, bud? James Carr, you really hope they're good additions. Otherwise, Jun Squee may be your deck of choice. Jun Squee seems pretty interesting. I'll be glad to see what you guys are brewing up with that. Mitch Berserker Bear, man, we got a bunch of new people in here. What's up, Emma? How you doing? Who else we got? Ramo. And then Henrique, did I say that right? Henrique. And then Narash is back. Foil Karn and Mox Amber. I got auto-corrected by my mouth. William, you're not playing the guy that makes them cheaper. Honestly, William, that's the one guy I've been wanting to cut. He actually has nothing to do with the combo. And he's just kind of there to make our alternate win condition just a lot smoother. The alternate win condition is you just beat down with a Construct's tribal plan, and that's not a bad plan. So I'm curious what you have in its place. I was running Gleaming Bearer because you can go infinite mana with Gleaming Bearer, but that's cool. I'm glad to see that you got a deck that's pretty much close to mine. That means other people are on this idea, so maybe I'm not just out of my mind trying to do infinite combos and standard. Luke, how you doing? You have a PPTQ coming up May 5th, and you don't think the meta will be solved by then as a control player. You don't want to, but you're playing aggro. Yeah, it's really, really hard to play control in a meta that's not solved. I mean, when it comes to building control, you need to be so specific about why you have each one of those spells, and that makes sense, man. Honestly, if it's coming up on May 5th, there's probably going to only be, like, what, 2 weeks of Dominaria. Red deck's probably just going to be really good for you, man. If you want to have a lot of fun. Maybe even that red-blue God Pharaoh's Gift gives you a chance to just go off on turn 4 and things like that. But yeah, I mean, we're going to see a lot of new cards get played. I've seen a lot of mono blue get played online. Is anyone else running into a ton of mono blue? I mean, mono blue Aetherflux Reservoir has been, wow. I've seen just a ton of that deck. So you're playing You played Teshar in your pre-release deck? Okay. Let's see here. You only worked on an Aura's deck so far? Okay, Rush. You're working on that guy that gets, like, makes dudes and, like, Valduk or whatever his name is. I knew you would like that card. I knew you would like that card. Goblins are cheaper on MTGO, so you've been building. Yeah, man, a lot of cards are a lot cheaper on MTGO than they are in paper, and yeah, it makes sense to, you know, to brew and do your theory crafting and stuff on MTGO, especially if you rent with ManaTraders. I mean, because then you can just like grab whatever cards you want, and that's awesome. And I guess I should throw that. Let's make our pitch real quick. Hi guys, do you want to rent Magic cards so you can play all the decks and do all the greatest things in Magic? Of course you do. Of course you do. Renting is a game changer. Well, if you do decide that it's time for you to start renting so you can play all of Dominaria, ManaTraders has posted that they should be fully stocked by the 27th, and if they're stocked before then they will must have your luxury cardboard. They will have they will release early if they do have stock, so they are trying to stock up. And if you do decide to rent with ManaTraders, use the link in the description box. That helps the channel. I mean, come on, you heard it here. Use the link, help out the channel, and then help yourself out. The channel has a promo code or a coupon code for new people who sign up. When you go to sign up, it'll ask you for your coupon code. Use SideboardMTG15. All right, that's SideboardMTG15. There are still a lot of people that sign up, they use my link, so you know they're helping the channel, but they're not saving themselves that 15%. All you gotta do is type in SideboardMTG15 in the coupon code. Save yourself 15% on your first 3 months. Okay, I mean that's enough to pay for a couple leagues. You know, hey, for the price of 3 cards, you could play every deck in standard. Period, for the entire Dominaria block, as many decks as you want, and you get enough rental time to play about 30 leagues a month. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's a league a day. What are you, a streamer? Anyway, ManaTraders got you covered, guys, if you do want to play something like that. River Raft says, hey, question for MTG Arena. You got a mythic wild card and a red deck with 1 hazard. Your question is, should you make another hazard or wait for Dominaria to come out? I'm going to say on Arena it probably just really doesn't matter, man. We all expect that when Arena actually becomes public, they're going to reset all of us beta testers anyway to put us on an even playing field with everyone else. So whatever you get, it's only going to be good, you know, for while you're in the beta and stuff. I don't think anyone's expecting that the beta testers will get to keep their collections when the game goes public. It would just put all the beta testers ahead of the rest of the public. And I don't think that people really would like that. So because there's a bunch of beta testers out there. There's a bunch of people that test it. So spend it on whatever you're currently building. If you have a really good red deck and you're just crushing and grinding with that, because to me, MTG Arena is like playing World of Warcraft for Magic. And when I say playing World of Warcraft for James, especially with that big black guy that you sack creatures to get out. In our world, that there was nothing wrong with that, but YouTube said that something was wrong. All right, but if you play Magic, you're like big black creature that sacks creatures. Herald of Anguish, or no, you mean Razakath, the 8 mana. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, like there's whatever you're playing on MTG Arena, just build that one deck. Like I said, it's like World of Warcraft. You're going to want to build a specific deck. You're going to want to keep brewing with that deck, or keep growing that deck till you have every card in it that's possible, and then you just crush. I got a question for you guys before I jump into this deck tech and start explaining the loops and the things that we're going to be able to do to go infinite. What decks do you guys want to see in the first week of Dominaria? Now, it's going to be next week before I can just start running absolutely anything and everything in Dominaria, because that's when, well, we're about 4 days off. So, come this weekend, we should be able to play anything and everything in Dominaria. The first deck on my mind is I want to play the Sporling deck, right? The green-black Sporlings. I know Justin Clay was talking about the Sporling deck a minute ago. He had a whole big list of decks he would like to see, and honestly, I want to see a couple of the ones on his list, and he even put the Sporling deck at the very top. I got crushed by the Sporling deck on like turn 4. The deck is, it's Wow, yeah, sporlings, saprolings, that's what it is. I'm sorry, I'm calling it sporlings. Saprolings, yes. You want to see the saprolings deck? Because that deck looks really, really sweet. You want to see knights, green-white tokens, and the green-black tokens. Alright, well right now, Alba, I'm going to say that the green-black tokens is at the top of my list. I want that deck so sweet. I want that deck so bad, it's so sweet. I can't even talk straight, that deck is so awesome. You're going to add another hazard? Yeah, I would do that, man. Like, I don't think that I would start waiting to brew another deck. If anything, you're going to see if Dominaria has a couple cards to offer your current deck. When I say it's like World of Warcraft, you build that one character, that main character, and that's kind of how Arena feels with your deck. You're going to build that one deck, and you're just going to keep working on that deck, and by the time you can earn the cards, new cards are coming out. So, again, just like before in World of Warcraft, you get the power creep and stuff like that. Mox Amber ramp deck. I've been playing with Mox Ambers, guys. So I picked up a couple cards, and Mox Amber could fit in this deck. You guys see that? Like, it could. It really could be in this deck. I got 4 of them right here, but it ain't good. Like, in this particular deck, is just not a good card, and other than it just being a 0 mana to cast, it's not exactly what we're looking for. Honestly, yeah. Ooh, no Mox Amber. Well, Mox Amber would almost never tap for color for us unless we're playing it on turn 5. But what we really want to be playing on turn 5 is a Walking Ballista. So let's talk a little bit about this deck and how it works, right? Esper Control is something you would love to see. I thought you were a mid-range man. Dauntless, Shala, Adanto, something, or other seems great too. Yeah, okay. Alright. Gunslinger, Busted Boot Productions. Nice. Howdy, y'all. Love the content. Keep on keeping on. I appreciate it, Gunslinger. How you doing? Joseph S. Dude, tokens and knights are love. I got you guys. So everyone's hyped for Dominaria, right? Well, I am too, guys. I am hyped for Dominaria. We've got like 50 people here. Let's get started, all right? 15 likes already, man. You guys are smashing that like button. You guys are stoked about Dominaria, aren't you? You're getting me fired up. Man. All right. All right. Just the love you guys are giving. I got you. I got you. All right, so it's a black-white deck, and we're only running 22 lands in the deck, and possibly that should be cut for maybe one more land. If I was going to cut anything, I would actually cut a Foundry Chief Inspector for an additional land. But I actually haven't been getting, hurt on lands that much, so that's one of those things, right? Like, if we start getting, hurt on lands, and of course if I was, had a little more time, we'd deck test this and stuff. But other than the lands, we've got a couple Inventor's Fairs. Now, Inventor's Fair is actually really important for a couple of reasons. For one reason, we can actually just go search up the missing combo piece we need. If we need like a Metallic Mimic, or we do need, one of our Walking Ballistas or the Scrap Trawler or something, we can just go search that up. The second reason that it's really good is because of Board the Weatherlight. Now, Board the Weatherlight's one of the new cards that came out, and it just happened to be in the same colors as Teshar, so it's going to allow us to really look for those cards we needed. Yeah, Gilded Lotus is pretty sweet. Alright, so let me read Board the Weatherlight here. This is a 1 white, 1 colorless sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, and reveal a historic card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. So this can search up our legendary creature. It can search up our legendary land. It can search up any of our artifacts. No, it cannot search up our sack outlet. This is the one thing that I would like to be in black for, would be to have Yahini. But when I started trying a version that ran Yahini and Mox Amber and things like that, Things did not go exactly the way I wanted them to. Mox Amber, for our particular purpose, it doesn't matter that it's legendary or not, because it's an artifact. We would be able to search it up anyway. So I tried the deck with Mox Ambers, and I tried it, you know, with a little bit more along these lines. TCG Player put out a version that had Gate to the Afterlife and Yahini when I was looking around for some other ideas on it, and yeah, I tried it, and I just really didn't like the way that my construct deck fit in that. Maybe if you were going for pure combo and you needed to do all the different rotations, where you go through one thing a million times, then you go through a different rotation a million times, then you go through a different rotation a million times, maybe that would be a better way to do it. If you get the Gate to the Afterlife and Walking Ballista for 0 Teshar loop, yeah, I don't need the Gate to the Afterlife to do a Teshar loop, but it's still Walking Ballista for 0. So my plan is to, let's go back to the actual deck here. My plan is to get Teshar on the battlefield and cast a Walking Ballista for 0. There will either be a Metallic Mimic on the battlefield already, or it'll be in the graveyard. If it's in the graveyard, that's perfectly fine. We'll just bring it back with a Walking Ballista for 0 on the stack. The Metallic Mimic will enter the battlefield before the Walking Ballista resolves. You will call constructs. Walking Ballista will resolve for 0, giving you a 1/1 counter for 0 mana. Then you just simply cast the sack the Walking Ballista to do a point of damage, and then sack the Mimic to your Ravenous Intruder. Now, once you sack the Mimic to your Ravenous Intruder, it will trigger your Scrap Trawler. That does have to be on the battlefield. It will trigger your Scrap Trawler, and then from there, you will get your Walking Ballista back. You cast the Walking Ballista again, target the Mimic from your graveyard, the Mimic comes back. You repeat the process. You do not have to have infinite mana. You do not have to have all of these other things. Every loop does 1 point of damage. And I think it's better that way if we're playing online, because to be able to do all of the different loops and to be able to beat the clock is going to be very, very hard. Yeah, 5-piece combo, it seems crazy, right? That'll never happen. It'll never work. It'll never work. Well, the good news is it doesn't necessarily have to work. Because this is also a Pia's Revolution Constructs deck, we have quite a few other synergies that'll just get the job done. Also, we've got a bunch of eggs. And when I say eggs, I mean 1 mana artifacts or 0 mana artifacts that when we sacrifice them, we draw a card. In Standard, we don't have any 0 mana eggs. Matter of fact, there may not be a 0 mana egg, period, ever. But 1 mana eggs are really, really good. We're used to like the Sunburst egg. What is it? Chromatic Sphere, Chromatic Star. We're used to those in Modern, but in Standard we just have the implements, and because we're in black and white, we actually get, or sorry, red and white, we get most of the best implements. Have I pulled off the combo in game? Yeah, like almost every game. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it happens a lot, man. It happens a lot. It's actually really silly how often it happens, and a lot of that's really due to Pia's Revolution. Like, they have to give us cards back. They're making decisions like, do I put this in the graveyard or do I just give it back to them? And sometimes Pia's Revolution actually even gets in the way of the combo, but for the most part, it's just not going to be a problem. Like, one of the worst things that can happen to us if we're trying to combo off is Pia's Revolution. Like, we don't necessarily want it when we're trying to combo off, and I did actually cut this down to a 2 of, which I could probably do again just to add another land. But matter of fact, I may end up doing that because Pia's Revolution does get in the way a little bit, but however, it's perfect when we're trying to do our alternate win con, which we can just Scrap Trawler, Metallic Mimic, and then start sacrificing our eggs to get back Walking Ballistas to cast them that way. So we don't even need the Teshar combo to be able to do a lot of damage. We're talking about, you know, doing anywhere, like if they're at 10 life, they're probably dead. You know, like even if we don't have Teshar and some other things, it's really crazy how hardcore this deck can go. Now I am going to pull up the sideboard here a little bit, or I guess I should talk about Teshar really quick. Teshar says, this is a 4 mana, 1 white, 3 colorless, legendary creature, bird, cleric. I kept calling it an angel for so long because I was just looking at the picture, but it's actually a bird cleric. I was telling my wife when she was watching me play, I was like, I gotta find the angel. I gotta find the angel. Teshar comes up. She goes, you still didn't find the angel. And I was like, oh, I guess you're right. Anyway, whenever you cast a historic spell, return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now, because every construct's an artifact, and you're casting those as artifacts, those are historic spells that will bring back yet another construct. And that's kind of why I wanted to try to throw Teshar in a construct tribal deck. And the best construct tribal deck that I have played with since Constructs was released was a Pia's Revolution deck. Again, you know, plan A Teshar, plan B Pia's Rev. You got it, man. That's basically how it works. Wow, 25 likes. Man, you guys are serious about some Dominaria, aren't you? All right. In the sideboard, I got just like a couple more Dominaria cards, a couple new cards, but not much. Not much on the Dominaria side here. I just got the Weatherlight in here. The Weatherlight is 4 mana flying. Whenever Weatherlight deals combat damage to your to a player, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a historic card from among them, put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Now, the Weatherlight is really, really good, and it does allow us to go 5 cards deep. It has the same effect as Board the Weatherlight on it. So the flavor is there, right? Like you board the Weatherlight, you automatically get this trigger. You hit somebody with a Weatherlight, you get this, well, not get the trigger, you get that ability. You guys know what I'm saying. We've got a couple Aethersphere Harvesters in here, which are really good against some aggro decks and things like that. The same can be said about Gleaming Barrier. I use Gleaming Barrier as my infinite mana. If you decide that you want to go infinite on the mana, you can. You just sack this instead of the sacrificing the Mimic, and you just bring this back every turn and keep sacrificing it. You'll be casting the Ballista for 0, but you won't actually be getting your +1/+1 counter on the Walking Ballista, so it'll instantly go to the graveyard. Then you just sack the Gleaming Barrier, bring it back, cast it again, sack. You get a treasure every time. Once you get up to 40 treasures, then you could just sack 40 treasures and shoot. I took that out because this is MTGO. It takes a long time to be able to do some stuff like that. So the plan is that if we don't have to do that, we're not going to, but we do have infinite mana here. Now, on paper, you would just be able to demonstrate the loop to your opponent, tell your opponent, look, I'm going to repeat this process 1,000,000 times, creating 1,000,000 treasures. At which point you could sack all 1,000,000 treasures to your Ravenous Intruder, who is absolutely huge, and then just fling it at their face. This is an option that you could do. So, anyway, that is the deck. This is the game plan, is to try to go infinite with Teshar, and let's see how it goes. Hope you guys all enjoy it. Should we try it in a league, or should I just run in, 5 competitive queues? Like, I really don't want to try leagues right now because, like, we just have no clue what's going on. So I'm actually going to do the competitive queues, I think. Maybe we should do a league. Let's just do a league. We'll see if it works, right? But the problem with leagues, there's only 293 people active in leagues right now, so we may just be waiting a long time on games. Like, everyone seems to be doing testing and stuff, so when I tried to do leagues earlier, I couldn't get a game, so I really don't want to do leagues right now. This number normally sets around 800,000-900,000 people or something like that. So did I work on the mana at all? For what? For this? No. If I was going to do anything, I'd take one Pia's Revolution out, and I would probably put in, I don't know. I don't know what I would put in. Probably just the other Inspiring Vantage. So, like, maybe that. But what, it felt like I kept getting flooded, and that's why it's only 22 mana. Like, the deck seems like it floods a lot because you're drawing a ton of cards here with all your eggs and stuff. But all right, let's just get into some queues. We'll run 5 games in queues and see how that works. You're a sap for saps. Ah, you are a sap. That was so sappy. What's up, Matt? Matt Halsey? My uncle is named Wayne Halsey. It's not a common name. Thanks, guys. How does everyone feel about saps in this coming meta? I actually think the saps are going to be pretty good. Yeah. They're going to be legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Right? You hate playing against the plants, but love playing them. Yeah, man. The plant stacks that I seen, they were ridiculous. A lot of people not wanting to play Qs right now, guys. I mean, the meta is so in the air right now that it's not what a lot of people are like. I don't know. Like, it's just people aren't interested in it, or they're all interested in playing draft. I don't personally know what people are trying to do, but there's not a lot of people playing in the Qs and stuff. So, all right. So we have aboard the Weatherlight. We got a couple. We have most of the pieces to our combo. I think I'll just keep this hand, and we'll see if we can get the rest of them. I mean, something like a Bomat Courier would have been great here, but... Right, a How I Met Your Mother reference. Well, there's a Bomat Courier. Well, it was supposed to be on our side. A mono blue deck running a Bomat Courier. Interesting, interesting. Well, it may not be mono blue, of course. I figure it's blue red Bomat Courier. So this is blue red Godfarrow's Gift. Yep, that's what it looks like. Some type of blue red variant. We'll see. We'll see what he reveals here. Wow, whiffed on the glint sleeve. Or Glint Nest Crane. So we're just going to, you know, board the Weatherlight here. No, we're not. I messed that up. We'll put this out to stop the Bomat Courier. And again, I do want to hang on to these things, but if he just kills it with something other than Magma Spray, we're good. Like, Magma Spray is not what we want to see, but if he just throws it in the graveyard for us, then that'll be fine. Aether Sphere Harvester. Alright, so it's an interesting deck. But he does not get in with the Bomat Courier now, which is terrific for us. So I will go ahead and scrap Trawler here. It doesn't matter if it goes to the graveyard. And I'm not going to swing because he could just crew and block. So we're not going to swing in. Wizards have a heavy synergy and a lot of counter backup, but you think it could be pretty easy to overcome. Audio's a bit low. Oh. How's that? Is it a little bit better? Huh? Let me tuck my tape in so my hair doesn't look like I always look like alfalfa because this black tape on. Man, I gotta get me a new headset. Yeah. Wizards has no more bark than bite. Okay. So you guys just aren't scared of the Wizards decks at all. Well, I'll have to remember that. All right. What is this? He may pay 4 mana, 1 blue, 3 colorless, and tap an artifact. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so he just gets it down cheaper. Sure. Oh man, out of coffee. You love that genie. Yeah, the genie's pretty cool. So that's what we're fighting here. Okay. I mean, we're gonna start taking some damage, but this turn we're gonna double board the Weatherlight and see if we can find the rest of our combo pieces. And if we do, then from that point it's gonna be time to try to. Ooh, there's one of them. That's one of them. We may only board the Weatherlight once here. Looking for a walking ballista, guys. Walking ballista. Alright, well, we'll take the implement. And I'm going to go ahead and board one more time. And we have walking ballista. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Can he kill us? Can he kill us this turn? Actually, we're going to need one more turn to be able to go off. So he's got this turn and one other to kill us. Yeah, here we go. Voltaic Servant. That's pretty good. One card in hand. Everyone loves Robin Williams. Yes, Robin Williams was... He always made me laugh. And then he did this movie named Patch Adams, and he made me cry. You know, that was kind of actor Robin Williams was. Like, he would just pull you into his character, and that's pretty cool. So we're taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Should probably block. Oh, they're all flying. Ooh. I don't think we can go off, guys. Oh, no. No. We can't go off because of the flying. I needed to be able to block that. So, yeah. One turn from going off here. Needed to be able to get the Mimic down last turn. And then from there... we would have been good, but yeah, unfortunately I can't go off now. How do we... I mean, we can block. Yep, he's got us. We would have went off next turn here. So the idea would have been to play this, and then we would have had to next turn play the Mimic, and we could play any of the other stuff we wanted. But at that point, we would have been infinite. So yeah, we're one turn from being infinite. He just got us in the air. Like if we would have been able to block Scrap Heap Scrounger right there, we would have been fine. But unfortunately, we were unable to do so. So that's the game. That's how it works. Turn 6, we were going off, and we had a bad hand. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I think I just want to run it back to try to go off again. I do think that I want some braids here. Maybe or maybe not. Braid may be the way to go. What do I cut? A couple implements. We'll keep the improvement in case I need to gain a little life. Last turn I could have, you know, played an implement, sacrificed an implement, gained 2 life. If we would have had one more mana, we could have done a couple other crazy things, but yeah, just a little bit short there. So yeah, we'll run it back with the abrades and go from there. Yeah. Cut a Pia. I've already locked it in. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Bomat Courier, the Weatherlight. We're probably not going to be swinging for long with that Bomat Courier. We do have 3 lands. We got an Abrade. We've got to board the Weatherlight. Yeah, I can keep this. On the play with Bomat Courier is pretty nice. Ah, that was brutal. He got us 1 turn before we went infinite. That's how you got to beat a combo deck. You gotta beat them before they say, okay, well, this game's mine. Yeah, we were close though. We had all the pieces. That doesn't actually stop the Bomat. So here I'll actually play Inventor's Fair and just play out the implement. And swing with Bomat. I mean, I could have boarded the Weatherlight and went that direction with it. But I think I just want to draw another card here. Or maybe I should just leave it until after I sack this Bowmat, because we're probably not a long way away from actually sacking Bowmat. So he stops the damage, which is expected. But 0-2, you know, that's... Bowmat's not really scared of a 0-2. Voltaic Servant. This thing's pretty cool. It's a good way to get tracks online. Just play Voltaic Servant and tracks. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I kind of want to just braid Voltaic Servant, but I'm just gonna get down my constructs. And we'll pass. The more things we have set up, the more things are in the graveyard when we try to go off, the better off we'll be. Alright, so he lightning strikes our Foundry Chief Inspector. So does he have a blocker for... Well, he'll untap this guy. Yeah. Well, okay. So now we can board the Weatherlight. And wow, there's some combo pieces right there. Teshar's probably going to be what we're looking for here, and then with Teshar we'll just like look for other things. Let's destroy this artifact. So at this point I am just wanting to put more creatures under the Bowmat Courier. As more creatures under the Bowmat Courier, or more cards under the Bowmat Courier, will be, you know, better when we go to sack it. So. Servant can be a staple for the meta. Yeah, the Voltaic Servant's going to be good. I'm seeing it get play on a lot of different decks. You know, I've seen it play with Trax. I've seen it, like, I keep calling him Trax. The guy that the 7/7 Juggernaut dude that you untap that you got to cast a Historic to untap him, or just have a Voltaic. Oh man, that ain't nice. That ain't nice at all. Give me a Walking Ballista. Well, so we can Bowmat Courier. Let's destroy this artifact. And then at end of turn, we'll pay 1 life to gain 2 life and draw a card. Maybe I should have done it there so that if I would have hit a land, I could have just played it. We're getting closer. Yeah, this is getting much closer. We do need a Metallic Mimic and a Walking Ballista now, but if we get there, we'll be doing okay. And it doesn't matter if he counters these. If he counters them, puts them in the graveyard, that's fine. I mean, we can still go off. Syncopate's back. I didn't realize Syncopate was back. That's a good card. That's a really good card. Very, very good card. Well, we do need a land now. We have our 1 mana artifact or 0 mana artifacts, what we're normally looking for when we cast Teshar. If this survives, this will make it just a little bit smoother, because we can play Teshar and play Bomat Courier for free. I wonder if he has like some flash body that he can flash in here to kill my Bomat. Oh, he's gonna braid that guy. Well, we are making him go through his kill spells here. Looks like his deck's not that great when he gets stuck either, so. One dislike. Who did I tick off? Probably a bunch of people, man. Probably a bunch of people. Yeah. Well, let's play our stuff here. We're kind of just setting back until the point where we can try to go off. I do just need one more land. One more. Hater's gonna hate the stash. I got you. I got you. It's alright. We got 34 likes, though. There's a Karn. Alright. Well, I think that means we need to be speeding this up, right? You can have the blue one. There's our land. Okay, so we go for it, right? We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we will cast our implement and we will get back Foundry Inspector. Yeah, I think we just get back Foundry Inspector. Syncopate exiled our Scrap Trawler, by the way. That's a really good counter spell that allows you to exile. So I could get back Bomat Courier and swing with all of them. That's probably not a bad idea either. So we'll just get back the Bomat Courier. And we'll attack everything at Karn. I mean, we're not going to do a lot of damage to Karn, but we'll just do it. It gives us our counters. You think if you go on YouTube and you have to know that a lot of people won't like you or what you do. The internet is a place where hate is not refrained. You're right. That's okay. I ain't worried about that. I mean, if somebody hits that dislike button, that's fine. They probably hit the dislike button because I scooped in game 1, or in game 1 I was unable to hit the combo. Now, next turn we're going to be sacrificing Bomat Courier here. We're going to draw, you know, quite a few cards and try to go from there. Blink of an eye. Oh no, he's going to return. And he kicked it. Well, okay. Well, aren't you special? So that's a 1 mana artifact back in our hand, which means that we're going to be able to get a Foundry Chief Inspector for free if he doesn't have a way to kill Teshar. So we are digging here. You can have the map. Alright, so we gain a life aboard the Weatherlight. Aboard the Weatherlight. So let's actually just do that. Let's board the Weatherlight really quick, see what's on there, you know, kind of poke around, see what's hanging out on the Weatherlight. looks like another Teshar and an Inventor's Fair. Neither of which are exactly what I'm wanting. Inventor's Fair is not bad. I mean, we could cast it this turn. Teshar, we're end up throwing it in our graveyard when we sacrifice this Bomat Courier. I think the Inventor's Fair is just better here. We've already used the other one, so I'll keep the untapped one. And then we'll just play Bomat Courier and get back a Foundry Chief Inspector. And then we're going to swing at Karn. And so we're going to attack Karn. Get us some Bomat Courier triggers. We'll see which one he blocks, if he does block. And if he blocks one, like the one that doesn't have three under it, then we'll sacrifice it and another. Wow, does he just... Okay, he'll block. Alright, so Karn will take 4 here. Karn will take 3. So let's go ahead and sacrifice the Bomat. We got another Board the Weatherlight. That's not bad. And we got a sacrifice outlet. So I'm going to go ahead and cast the Board the Weatherlight. Really looking for a Mimic or a Ballista or a Trawler. Yeah. This will work. So we could get back the other Foundry Chief Inspector. We could get back Bomat. We could get back... yeah. Or we could just pass. Right, yeah, we'll just pass here. You tried to post the link and it won't let you. What? Yeah, the sideboard. SideboardMTG is the Reddit, guys. How do you go off? Just a Mimic and a Ballista. Oh, another Karn. Well, look at you. And he makes another construct. Karn's going ham here. Blue-red Karn. Renegade map. They're getting huge. They are getting huge. Alright, so there's the scrap trawler. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we can do. We are, what, a turn away? Yeah, we're a turn away from making this really go ham. But we're much closer. Yeah, we're gonna try to do some crazy stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice this to draw a card. Well, that is not what we wanted. Well, I tell you what, I am going to sacrifice our Summoning Sick Foundry Chief Inspector to get back one of our implements. Yeah, we have just implements of improvement, so I'll grab an implement back here. Now we'll just cast implement for free, and of course get back the Foundry Chief Inspector again. So we're just going to start drawing and looking for stuff here. So I'm just going to sacrifice this. So we're just gonna dig through our deck till we find what we're looking for. There's a Mimic. Okay. So now we're infinite. All right. So yeah, we don't untap this turn. Like we don't pass turn. It's over. So we call Construct. cast Walking Ballista. For one, we'll get 2 counters on it. So like with this particular setup, we're actually like going off harder than we have to. But yeah, so this is it, guys. We're just going to sacrifice this Walking Ballista, and now I'm just going to sacrifice, I don't know, what looks good. We'll sacrifice, I don't want to sacrifice this. Yeah, we'll sacrifice this Bowmat. Bowmat's going to be fine, right? Yeah, we're going ham. And then we'll cast for free. This will pull back the only creature in our graveyard, which is the creature that we're going to keep sacking. We're infinite. We just keep going off. We keep going off. We keep going off. And it's over. Yeah. There's one combo. We got the combo assembled that time. Okay, so game 3 here. Yeah, we were just 1 turn off in game 1, man. Dolphin Nerd even getting on the smash the like button train there. That's great. All of you guys that try to get people to help to hit that like button. It does help the channel out. It makes more new people get a chance to see the content, which increases the channel. So I appreciate that, guys. Hey, we did get the combo to go off there here in the first match. So what do we want to do again? We can bring in Sorcerer's Spyglass, which will take care of Karn. We can just say activate Karn. The Weatherlight, maybe not. We could bring in the Fling. We could bring in a bunch of stuff. But you liked how we had the infinite draw loop going there, where we just draw down through the deck and get the parts we need. So yeah. All right. I think I'm just bringing in the Sorcerer's Spyglass. I'll take out a Pia's Revolution. I mean, I kind of want to board the Weatherlight here. I mean, it gets me another flyer and gets me in the air. I'll leave in the 1 Pia's Revolution. There we go. Fling and the Weatherlight. I'm not bringing Fling in. I don't think that this... Honestly, we don't need Fling. If we go off big enough to make our dude huge, then we're just infinite anyway. So, anyone else thinking of a Raft deck? Seems like it could be nasty. What's a Raft deck? What are you talking about? You guys want Fling every time. Like, it's like, oh, every deck's the right deck for Fling. So we should just leave the 1 Fling main board. Is that what you guys are trying to say? Rush is like, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Just leave the Fling in main board. Wrath. Oh, okay, a Wrath. Okay, Wrath of God. All right, my bad. I think of that as Wrath, not Wrath, but all right. If not Fling, Heart Piercer Manticore. Heart Piercer Manticore. Fling on a stick, on a reusable stick, right? Right. As someone who started playing their Tempest block, you're so psyched to see the Weatherlight as a vehicle. I was too, and it's the only vehicle in the block, which means it's going to be around. It's going to be around to like the vehicle mechanics are going to stay around, and that's pretty cool. So I'm excited to see the vehicle mechanics stick around. Can you get your peoples to fix it? What? Tried to build a rat deck today on ManaTraders, but it wouldn't let you. So I'm just sponsored by them. I have no pull over there. I mean, I don't know. We mentioned a couple things that we liked, and they gave that to us, but don't actually have any pull with ManaTraders. How was my pre-release? I had to do it here online. I didn't get to go to paper pre-release, Rich. Yeah, apparently some people even drove down from like Memphis that watched the channel to meet me and stuff, and I wasn't there. And but the shop did get 36 people. They needed 32, and yeah, I for those people that drove down, I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there, but babysitter fell through, and it's just one of those things, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to bring a 1-year-old to a midnight pre-release, so. Yeah, I can message them. Is it because you're trying to build with Dominaria decks and the Dominaria cards and they're grayed out still? If they're grayed out, it just means they don't have selection. So this is actually a really bad hand because we're holding both Inventors Fairs, and I think I'm just going to mulligan it. Like, I'd rather see other pieces, more Inventors Fairs. Okay, I'll keep, though. And I'll keep that. That's not bad either. I mean, we can always just say Karn. There's a Thopter. Alright, well, I'm just going to play my Inventors Fair and pass. I'll probably just play the Sorcerer's Spyglass next turn, make him abrade it. Oh! 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 He says he's got a Spyglass of his own. So, which ability do you use? Honestly, he should probably be calling the Ravenous Intruder. Gives all epic cards flash. What is an epic card? Like the Scarab God, is he epic? Historic spells, okay. I gotcha. So he did call the Ravenous Intruder. Well, good for you, opponent. Good for you. Let's look at his hand, see what he's got. We're probably still gonna... Ooh. He's got tracks. Tracks. Okay. Okay. So he is a tracks deck. 7/7 with trample. I think I'm still gonna call Karn. Karn. Yeah. Scion of Urza. Well, we're going to be seeing tracks here soon, guys. And we have a couple kill spells we got to get around. So, yeah. I guess at this point we really want to drop out our Pia's Revolution next turn. It's going to be difficult because we'll have to sacrifice an Inventor's Fair to do it if we don't top deck a land. But, yeah. We'll get out the Pia's Revolution. Then this way, at least, if he starts, you know, trying to lightning strike our stuff, we can get through a little bit there. All right, so let's tap one. We'll play this. We'll keep the new one. We'll tap again, tap the other, and we will play a Pia's Revolution. Unless he top decked like a Syncopate or something, then... I mean, if he's got a counter, we'll see it right here. If he top decked the counter, he has got to spend it right here. Syncopate back in standard, guys. That's a game changer, man. That exiles when it counters. Your anti-blue mantra was definitely nasty. You got an anti-blue mantra. So you're explaining to me what a Wrath Ship's Mage. Wrath, Captation, or whatever. I try to build a... Let's see. Will I make a Knights deck? Yes. I plan to play Knights. I was very hyped about Knights. I plan to play a Knights deck. I plan to play the green-black Sapperling token. Oh, there we go. Or the green-black Sapperlings deck. All of these are just... you know, good decks that I want to play. So, well, we can Foundry Chief Inspector, and the reason I'm going to play this is because I can play it and the Bowmat Courier this turn. He can only lightning strike one of them. We get priority here before he can actually lightning strike the Foundry Chief Inspector. So I will go ahead and cast the Bowmat swing. I mean, if he wants to strike it, he can. Playtesting mono green Stompy. It's fast. Awesome, awesome, Jacob. Oh, hey, there we go. Albatross has got me covered. Ship's captain, white and 2 is a legendary creature, human wizard with flash, flying. You may cast historic spells as though they had flash for 3 mana. That's awesome. Oh, he blink of an eyed me. He blink of an eyed me. Just so he can. Yeah, that's fine. Do you have another land? No, not another land. Okay. Well, I'm going to just play Pia's Revolution back. And we'll put another card under the Bomat Courier. And we'll try to get around to a point where we can just, you know, like, get our hand empty here. Next turn we can play Bomat Courier, Walking Ballista. Or maybe I play Bomat Courier and Ravenous Intruder. So, the hard part is him killing things, putting them in our graveyard's not that devastating for us. This is going to be pretty devastating, though. Alright, well, he untapped it. It's there. It happened. It happened. We are on a clock now, ladies and gentlemen. Another intruder. Okay, well. Can't activate the intruder's sacrifice ability. Not until we hit an abrade. So, like, Trax is going to be devastating here. Like, we are on a huge clock. Because all he has to do is just cast any historic spell. He'll untap Trax. I mean, he's got 3 cards in hand. We know one of them's Lightning Strike. So, there's a historic spell. Bam. The Djinn is out. Gain a life. And it's a tapped land. Okay. Undo. I'm going to play the Ballista. We'll say done. And here we're just going to try to draw 3 cards. Alright, so maybe we deal 3 points of damage. No, we did not. He just put it back in our hand. And we get the missing pieces to our combo. Okay, so Teshar is the number 1 pull off the top. And then after that, we would need an abrade. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get there this time, guys. Like the flyers and the trample, it is just a little too much. So we can't sacrifice things to this. Yeah. I mean, I could block 2 points of damage. We're not lethal here anyway. We'll see what we get off the top. Yeah. I mean, we're definitely dead, though. The lightning strike, yeah. So maybe I should have blocked the 2 points of damage. Ouch! Got me. Got me. Alright, that's okay. It was just game 1. It was game 1. We're not out of this yet. Reminds you of a guy you don't like, so it's hard for you to watch him. Oh, what? Talking about MTG Traders. Yeah, he did. He wanted to go focus on some other stuff. So Terran's awesome. I like Terran. He used to live stream like midday around I guess like noon Arizona time. I guess it'd be like 2 o'clock here. But yeah, he used to stream like midday, and it was a pretty cool stream. I frequented there quite often. Lately, though, I just have enough time to deal with my stream, and you know, make sure that I read enough and watch enough videos to stay caught up on what's going on in Magic. But I do check out Terran streams and stuff like that from a little bit more often. Seems like everybody's wanting to move to Twitch. Like, I don't know why people want to move to Twitch. I know Ninja like made $1 million streaming with Dre that day, but you know, I'm seeing a lot of people, you know, like want to just drop their channel, their streaming here on YouTube and go into Twitch. And I understand. I mean, YouTube, if I stream more than 2 hours, the first 30 minutes or first, like anything over 2 hours, say if I stream 2 hours and 40 minutes, I'll get the last 2 hours of my stream until the stream hits, until the video hits like 1,000 likes. Then they'll unlock the other 40 minutes, which is not cool. I mean, it's not. That's not cool at all. I mean, I would much rather be able to, you know, play my decks and then it just auto post. But the other option is I could have 2 copies of everything. I do record my stream, so I could always just like post the raw version. Oh man, well there goes my bow mat. Goblins. It's goblins. It's goblins. That's pretty cool. I like this card. It's back. I mean, there's a lot of people like, yeah, it's back. All right. I know Jim Davis was going white border. He's triggered. He's triggered. Rush. That's funny how white border was caught. Like, that's how serious YouTube is now. Like, you can't just use the word white or black anymore. What is going on in this world? Right? Not everything is about race. Oh my goodness. Yeah, flagged. Flagged. You said white border. It's flagged, man. Yeah. Let's why can't we all just be like, we're all planeswalkers, right? We're all planeswalkers. This dude stops me in my upkeep and at the end of my draw step. Like, what is going on here? Jeez, fella. I don't really want to cast the Intruder without a way to sacrifice something to it. So I'm just going to play the Mimic. Again, putting the Mimic in the graveyard's not bad. It kind of helps us. So if it's already there, then we're good. You like your yellow border, then... What'd you do? Buy your white border collection off of a heavy smoker? You now have yellow border? He abraded me. I've been abroaded. He abroaded me. He's only got 2 cards left in his deck though, and we're getting cards online for our setup here. Just construct. Zelfie. Wait a minute, you're Philippine. That was a racist joke. My bad. I'm a moron. Abroad. Eric, it'd be cool if you post the raw video. Sometimes you miss the deck talk at the beginning, and you're not known. Oh, and you're not in the know of the combo and all. Understood. I was wanting to ask you guys about that. Like, should I repost? I mean, it's going to make, like, we'll have 2 copies of the same videos. I guess I can repost it and name it replay. This way, like, you can go back and watch the live, you know, cut from YouTube, or you can watch the replay. I guess I could go in and, like, do I need to start going in and editing these or cutting them out? I don't know. Like, maybe I should do a little bit more. Man, we are flooding hard. Flooding hard. But yeah, if you guys want me to, I'll start reposting the decks. This way, it'll be like a couple hours after the stream goes up, but that will at least make it to where you guys can see the decks. So, hey, look. It's another card we don't necessarily need right now. He's not going off on us yet. I'm kind of curious to see what he's got going on here. Like, what is the plan? I mean, if I can hold these 2 goblins at bay for a minute, then I definitely will. Gotta go. Catch you guys on the flip side. Gunslinger Andy, you take care, buddy. From Busted Boot Productions. That's pretty cool. This is why other streams first 15 minutes is the countdown timer. Okay, so if I put a 15-minute, no, that's why Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming is the countdown timer. But so if I do the countdown timer, man, we are flooding. If I do the countdown timer, that let's say we were going to stream for 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I do a countdown timer, that's a 2 hour and 45-minute video now because we're going to add that extra part on there. Then from there, like, we would lose the first 45 minutes of stream. It's anything over 2 hours. So the reason streams put a countdown timer up for the first few minutes is to get people to show up before they ever start talking. All right, that's I'm going to say that's got a lot to do with streamers not wanting to be streaming to 5 people, and I think that's just wrong. I think you should stream like you're streaming to 100, no matter what. Whether you got 5, whether you got 10, I think you should stream like you're streaming to 100 people. Well, we'll get back Mimic here if he goes to kill it. So does he need to kill? So what is he casting out? Pia's Revolution? Sure. Fanatical Firebrand. Oh, another land. This is a 22 land deck, guys. Just saying. 22 land deck. It's less land than I would normally want to play with, but once you get rolling, you don't need any lands. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, we're going to hit our first 10 land drops this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, he hasn't flooded as hard as we have, but he's flooding too. Yeah, pretty new to Magic, and you're trying to get all the insight you can to be more competitive. Play a lot, man. Just play a lot of Magic. You need to learn how the interactions go. If you have the opportunity to play Magic Online, I highly recommend it. I think Magic Online is great because of what it can do for you. Like, it'll show you how the abilities stack up and things like that. So, yeah, you can just let the game do it for you, but you could also just do it yourself. So, X is 5, right? He's gonna scoop. He's gonna scoop to a late game walking Ballista. He's like, I flooded, you flooded. All right, whatever. I'll take that win. Yeah, I'll take that win. So Gleaming Barrier is really good. It gets around all of his burn spells and stuff like that. I don't necessarily need Bowmat when I'm on the draw. And I'm going to take out a couple Pia's Revolutions, especially since he thinks we're a Pia's Revolution deck, I assume, since we didn't go that route in the first game. Although, let's face it, if his plan was to set on one land and try to beat a walking Ballista, we would have just had a 5/5 Ballista and start going ham with that. Next turn it would have been a 7/7. Yeah. The best walker ever. That was pretty good, right? Like, we're flooding. What do we do? Yeah, a lot of people say that the MTGO draw is not great, so I get where you're coming from. I kind of want some Braids. But the Harvester might be better. I'll take out an Inspector. There we go. Most of the time when I bring in the Weatherlights and the Harvesters, I'm actually on the aggro plan, but this time I'm not. So I'm going to keep. It's not a horrible hand. We've got a turn 1. We've got a turn 2. We can't sack our turn 1, but At least it's the life gain version, so like later that might be beneficial to us. But yeah, we'll start getting down some artifacts, and we'll get down our mimic. I mean, our turn 2 is going to be pretty good right here. And he has a treasure. I don't know what he's going to cast off the treasure. Looks like nothing. So I'm going to go to get blown out. Could have saved this for turn 2 or for turn 4 when we play Teshar. So like, yeah, we could have went that route. I actually think I want to play the Weatherlight and get to work here. I think he's going to have to... Ooh, he's got his own walking Ballista. So he shoots Mimic. That's fine. Mimic's in the grave. Oh, yeah. Yep, I did that wrong. I should have played the other land. So let's cancel. So let's do it this way since we're gonna... I played it because I wanted to sack this for the life gain this turn. But I may just sack it in a couple of turns from now. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait. Sure. Let's just get in for one. A little bit of chip damage, right? Why not? What? He's going to pay something. He's cycling a cast out. Okay. So if he goes to burn this, we can just eat it. Fanatical Firebrand. That happens. That happens, opponent. So we'll just shoot the Wily Goblin. I mean, he's got to have something big, right? Goblin War Chief. Okay. That's not bad. A Foundry Chief Inspector. I'm going to cast the Weatherlight here and pass. I mean, the Weatherlight's going to be really good for us in this matchup. Remember the last card on the stack, right? First in, last out, like boarding a ship in the military. You know, you first in, last out. You load one way, you unload another. Yeah, most of you probably won't get that. Siege Gang Commander. Oh no! So this is happening, huh? Wow. All right. It's definitely happening. Nothing coming at me. Stuck in my draw step. Why, opponent? I mean, he could... No, he doesn't have the mana to start sacking these to shoot me right now. The turn that I play Teshar, we basically have to go off. So, yeah. And it's looking like we might be in a little bit of trouble next turn if we can't do something here. Alright, so... we can do a few things here. Let's play the Inspector. And then I'm going to crew the Weatherlight with the Inspector. And we'll get in for some damage. We do need Scrap Trawler, we do need a couple other parts, but and then after damage is when I'm going to actually sack to draw a card. There's an implement, there's a barrier. None of these are what we're looking for. I could play the implement this turn. We could draw a bunch of cards, so I'm just going to take it. So I do kind of want to hit a land drop this turn. Let's actually sacrifice it for a point of damage, since we don't need it for other things. There's Teshar. Okay. I would have liked to have hit a land there, but wow. Another Siege Gang Commander. Alright. All the goblins, all the day. I mean, you gotta start turning them sideways at some point, right? Well, we can easily eat a goblin. I think I just eat a commander. I mean, will he sack his treasure to try to shoot? Or does he just sack this goblin? Okay, he's going to sack the goblin to do additional damage to me. Yeah. Well. We do need a 1 converted mana cost spell here. Why do you have me stuck in my upkeep, fella? Opponent must have Radiant Destiny. It looks like he's just running like Goblin Wards and stuff like that. There's a Mimic. That won't exactly do it. Let's sacrifice. Another Teshar. That is getting flooded on Teshar is not what we wanted to do. I think we have to cast it though. We're gonna crew with Weatherlight. I think we're just dead anyway. But I need to find the combo pieces or we're definitely not going off. We need what? There it is. Can we survive one more turn? So we're looking at 6. And he can shoot us, shoot us, shoot us. So yeah, he can shoot us for 6. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have to just block both. Not terrific. Not terrific. Yeah, that we needed the scrap trawler to be able to go off and getting the scrap trawler just, yeah, not cool, not cool. Okay. That's like not the end of things here for us. Might be getting close though. Might be getting really close. Inventor's Fair for 0 for a Ballista. Still costs 4 mana. Like, we don't have the turn to actually activate Inventor's Fair. So we take 1, 2, 3, 4. Eat this guy, or we take 5. I think I just block one of these dudes. We gain a life here. We get a gleaming barrier. That's not horrible. Let's gain some life. Draw a card. It's a land. So we can go Mimic. Call Constructs. Wall. Trawler. One, two, three, four, 5. He's got 5 attackers. Yeah. Alright, well, we're in a much better position now. We are lethal next turn. So he has to be able to deal this 7 points of damage to us right now. If he doesn't kill us, he's going to die. What's up, Jareth Miles? What? I didn't even see you sneak in. You're already like, talk to you later, guys. Right? Speaker went out at work, so you can't hear anything. You're just going to leave it playing. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Mr. J Miles. It's one of the guys that actually got me started playing Magic. And now he's watching me play on YouTube. Isn't that cool? Right? Wily Goblin. Okay. That's it's a wee bit scurry. It's a wee bit scurry. He has Teshar? What? No way. Alright, well, your Teshar came a little late, fella. Unfortunately, your Teshar came just a little bit late. So, here we go. We're infinite. We'll cast Teshar. We're going to sacrifice the Gleaming Barrier. When Gleaming Barrier is sacrificed, we're going to get back Walking Ballista. We get back Walking Ballista. Cast Walking Ballista. We have that Foundry Chief Inspector. So we have to adjust every time. Every time. Do we have another Inspector to get back? No? Alright. I'm going to grab the Mimic. And we're going to call Construct. I can grab the Barrier if I wanted to, but I'm going to actually sacrifice the Foundry Chief Inspector here because like it's going to take more time than it's worth. So we're going to go remove, shoot you. Remove, shoot you. Now I'm going to sacrifice the Foundry Chief Inspector because it's getting on my nerves. And we're going to bring back Walking Ballista. Now when we bring back Walking Ballista, we'll cast it for free. We'll get 2+1/1 counters on it. We get 2+1/1 counters. We shoot, dude. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's get into another. So far, it's working. It's working. Your plan is to use Arcane Adaptation and Goblin Synergy for the heresy that is Blue-Red Goblins. Heresy, not mono-red. Ooh, what heresy, right? This Goblin deck embarrasses you, right? I'm sorry. He should have swung at me too. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. He did kind of like. He let us get low and then didn't finish us. Like I also think he should have, like, instead of casting his Teshar, he should have, yeah. Razor, later, buddy. I hope you guys all got a good look at at the deck anyway. You do see that it does work. It's a little convoluted. It's a little slow, but yeah, a little bit convoluted. But it's fun, and that's kind of what the point was. Let's play a little jank. Let's dive into the format, see what people are trying to destroy us with, that sort of thing, and you know, just kind of go from there. So anyway, remember, if you want to play this deck or any other deck, all the Dominaria cards will be available on ManaTraders come the 27th. They said if stock's available, they will play earlier. Hey, we've got a partner. If stock's available, we'll play. They will release them earlier for us to play with. But that's 4 days from now. We could be renting Dominaria cards, and I promise you guys, if you've never rent before, it is the way to go when it comes to testing and playing all the decks. Period. Man, if this wasn't a one-land hand, I would keep. We have so many cards that we could use to just go off, but the one-lander's a little bit risky. There we go. We got some more good stuff. I'll even leave that on top. Like, it's not the worst thing we could draw. I think next turn I'll just play the Mimic. Just getting it down and putting it in the graveyard is usually the safest place to put it. Renegade map. Okay. I do hope that I can save this Bowman Courier, though, as you know, that first card, we know it, and make it be useful. You think Arcane has a lot it can work with in Dominaria? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's a cool card. All right, so we get a good 3-drop here too. I mean, this means next turn we can board the Weatherlight, and I'll show you a good trick with board the Weatherlight, guys. So we're actually going to board the Weatherlight and get the 3 cards under the Bowman Courier, assuming I can use the next card I receive. What you do is you just hold priority with board the Weatherlight on the stack, and then sack the Bowman Courier in response to your own board the Weatherlight, and then you'll actually be able to resolve the Bowman Courier's triggers. Then the board the Weatherlight will resolve, putting even more cards in your hand. So just some cool little interactions I think you guys may want. You think Arcane has a lot it can work with. Board the Weatherlight, get the Weatherlight. That's possible. That's possible in the sideboard. It's not possible main board, but it's possible sideboard. Alright, so I'm going to hold control down. Alright, the reason I'm holding control is that's how you hold priority. So I'm going to hold control. And unfortunately, I have to do it this way. I can't actually go ahead and like swing, and because the sorcery. So we're going to do it this way just so I don't get stuck with something that I get off of board the Weatherlight and can't get rid of it. So still holding control here. I'm going to cast board the Weatherlight. I'm going to sacrifice Bowman Courier. And now I can release control. It's on the stack. We get these cards, which is aboard the Weatherlight. We get this card, which is pretty cool. We wanted that. And the Bowman Courier is going to be really good for next turn because we'll be able to play Teshar. And we'll be able to... Yeah, that's actually going to be real good. I mean, I assume he wants to kill the Metallic Mimic. Yeah. So, I'm just going to sacrifice artifacts here. Just do a little extra damage. Draw an extra card. I mean, doing 5 damage right now doesn't seem bad. We go ahead and get that land off the top. So next turn we'll be able to go Teshar and then Bowmat Courier, getting back the Metallic Mimic. Bowmat Courier will be a 2/2 and stuff like that. So I mean, he does have Vraska's Contempt up right now, so he may be able to do some crazy stuff there. Looks like he's tapping down. He's going to Fatal Push. Okay. What do you got? Another Champion of Wits? I think that I still just play Bowmat Courier and bring back the Metallic Mimic. The beautiful thing is Teshar can bring back non-historic cards. So we can play Teshar here. Cast Bowmat Courier. Get back Metallic Mimic. Call Constructs. Mimic comes down as a 2/2. Or, sorry, Bowmat Courier comes down as a 2/2, swings. We're getting a little bit of extra damage in. We're chipping away. And, yeah, just nice and smooth. Next turn, we can cast Bowmat Courier, get back yet something else. Hidden Stockpile. All right. Well, if this is a Hidden Stockpile deck, then we should be okay here. What does he have for 3 mana? Hey, choose a non-land card from it. Exile it. You got me, buddy. You got me. Did you get rid of my Bowmat Courier, or did you get rid of my Board the Weatherlight? My Plains is safe. What's up, MTG Giz? Gizmothing. Yeah, he took the Board the Weatherlight. Doesn't want me to find another combo piece. Might just be too mean for him. Oh, wow. That's a combo piece. So we'll get back yet another Bowmat Courier. Sure. And we'll attack. The beautiful thing is he's got 1 blocker and we're swinging lethal. So, yeah, didn't really get to combo off, but that's kind of one of the beauties of the deck. There's some of these ATOG matches or matches that play out not as the combo deck. They play out as something completely different, and it's hard to sideboard against this deck. It's hard to know which direction this deck's going to attack you from. You can kill them without swinging. You can kill them in the air. You can kill them, with a huge dude. This is a tokens deck, so I actually expect them to keep blockers. So this is the fling matchup, guys. They have blockers, so or they're supposed to have blockers. So we're definitely going to be taking that. Sorcerer's Spyglass is good here. You can call Hidden Stockpile, and they can't activate it, which is pretty good. I do like the Weatherlight, and then I'm not going with the Abrades or anything. I think I'm going to take out a Pia's Revolution or 2, and then we'll take out an Implement of Combustion. When I reduce the number of Pia's Revolutions in the deck, the implements aren't quite as good, so... ATOG decks have returned to standard. Yeah, they have. I mean, ATOG's not a bad card, and Teshar seems to be a friend of ATOG. Double Bowmat, ton of land, seems bad. I'm going to mulligan. I want some pieces other than Bowmat. This will be fine. Yeah, we'll leave that on top, too. That was bad. I didn't think about both of these lands being legendary. Oh, man, I didn't think about that. Yeah. Oops. Come on, land off the top. Just need all the lands off the top. Or at least a red one. At least a red one. I mean, we may have time to get set up here, though. I mean, he's not going to be uber fast. If he plays Hidden Stockpile next turn and another land, I'm gonna be like, you did that wrong. But maybe he needs it right now. Like, the Evolving Wilds should come down. Well, he didn't even grab it. Okay. He's just espering it. Okay, he's got it. He's got it covered. Oh my goodness. Saved. Saved by the deck lords or the MTG online gods. Right? I'll take it. I will take it. Fatal Push. Fine. Maybe I should have sacked right there just to be sacking. I'm going to play Bomat Courier. We'll hit done. Or not the Bomat Courier, the Walking Ballista. And then I'm going to play Bomat Courier. I'll keep the untapped one here. And I don't think that I swing. So he's going to buy himself a lot of time as far as the chip damage goes. So I think we're probably going for the combo here. We brought in Fling, so when you bring in Fling, you know you're going for the combo. You're going for ATOG, which is, it's good. We've already seen ATOG. ATOG is in the graveyard. That's fine. If we need him back, once we go off with Teshar, we can get him back. So if you guys do play around with Teshar, 0 mana like artifacts are the way to go. Like if you want to play Mox just to be able to trigger Teshar, I understand that. If you want to play the Walking Ballista to be able to trigger Teshar, I think that's the better 0 mana. But I couldn't fault you for playing Mox. Land. Plains off the top. Alright, well. We'll play a Mimic. We'll call Constructs. And I guess we just keep getting set up here. I mean, I assume that he wants to get set up so that he can do all the things as well. But again, we're just kind of trapped on lands. I should have sacrificed this to the Ravenous Intruder. I was trying to be greedy and leave it around until after a Scrap Trawler came down. But yeah. Didn't do so. He's got a mountain? How many colors is this thing? Wow, alright. All the colors all the day. Hidden stockpile. There it is. There it is. Shoot the champion? I could. We could shoot champion. Doesn't do us like a ton of good, so like, eh. Another Mimic. Sure. Yeah, I'll just pass again. Luckily with the Mimic, that if we do start going off, hey, you finally made it. What's up, Zax? Once we start going off, we should just be infinite right off the bat. So, Nornid Procession, alright. And he's going to sacrifice that. Well, he is definitely going off. We need to do something here soon before he can start killing us. I mean, he's not to the point yet where he can actually, you know, push damage or anything like that, but we're getting close. We're getting real close to that being a thing. Sure. Come on, land. Come on, land. Land. That's a land. Alright. So I am going to attack with my mimics. So if he wants to kill a mimic, he can. He does need to put some stuff in front of it. Just the one. Wow. Okay. And he just sacrifices it for a scry. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. By the way, SideboardMTG, you're still working on the squee deck, just messing around with a few slots. Understood, man. Squee's going to be a lot of fun. I know you guys are like trying to brew around that Jun squee. Somebody was mentioning it just a moment ago. Jun squee looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, so we'll see. Definitely going to block some stuff here. I could block and shoot another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, did we give him his 4/4s? Not really interested in it. Wow, I jumped into combat a little quicker than I wanted to. Alright, well, let's see what happens. We need some land, we need things. We need things. So he's gonna kill that. Like he just wants that dead, huh? Okay. Well, so I'm not caring about this. I want to remove a counter. We'll shoot something that, yeah, we'll shoot this. I'm going to sacrifice Bowmat. And we'll get back to walking Ballista. We get a spyglass. This is pretty good. That was pretty good for us. Alright, so now this will die and we'll get back to Bowmat Courier. So now we can go Spyglass on Hidden Stockpile. He's got a land. Okay. So we're going to call Hidden Stockpile. And now we'll cast Walking Ballista for free, which will get a 1/1 counter on it. And we'll pass the turn. So yeah, he's trying to sacrifice his hidden stock, sacrifice a token to his hidden stockpile for a scry, and is unable to do so, which is good. Which means that we might have cut off some of the Anointed Procession triggers. That's good. That's really good. We just need to be able to kill things on our turn now. So when he blocks, then we're not worried about that. Try not to kill the Champion of Wits if at all possible. And we'll go from there. Really need to hit some more lands. Renegade map. We don't even have the mana to sack this. It takes 5 mana to sack that. So this makes Bowmat just a little bit juicier. And then we can remove the. We can just shoot that down. We can pay 1 white. Sacrifice the implement. And that's why I went ahead and shot that down, is because I wanted to be able to get my walking ballista back for free. So we get to board the weatherlight, and we gain 2 life. We get our walking ballista back. I think that I do kill his Champion of Wits here, as much as I don't want him to get like 4 Champion of Wits. I think I have to kill it and then pray we can go off. Oh man, we have to go off quick though. Alright, so we're gonna kill it, and mainly that was just so that I can swing with the Bowmat Courier. Alright, here we go. I mean, yeah, it's all about his top deck, but he's really just going to cast that. He's just going to bring that Champion of Wits back. I did not want to kill that Champion of Wits. But, hey, that's where we're at. We had to kill Champion of Wits. We need Teshar ASAP. Yep. You go ahead and do what you got to do, opponent. So he's throwing away Servo Expedition. Let's see what else he's throwing away. Servo Expedition, land. So he's filling up with just all the best cards here. Another Champion of Wits, so he's going to keep doing this. Teshar off the top wouldn't be horrible. That is not Teshar. Alright, so we're going to go boarding the weatherlight. We found Teshar. We'll pass. We're not dead here, but it is very, very close. The good news is we have some things we can do. Like if he doesn't counter this Teshar or can't kill it, which he probably can, then we should be all right. Okay, so we'll move to blockers. And I'm going to block here, and then we will block here with the Bowmat Courier. We're going to say okay. I will fire off at that dude just for the heck of it. We'll let him kill Bowmat Courier. This is going to give us our 0 converted mana cost creature back, right? This way we can cast it the turn that we cast, Teshar, and then we can go off from there. Another hidden stockpile, which is fine. I mean, if he didn't kill us, then that's fine. I mean, he can gain a ton of life, and I am going to have to go through the combo really quick here, but, yeah. Yeah, this is game 2. We won game 1. Okay. All right, well, sweet. We win. Awesome! He tapped out. Yeah. You can have all of that. I do have to repeat this combo 28 times to beat him, though, and he's probably going to make me do it. 36 times to beat him. Okay. Here we go. That's going to help. That's going to help. Alright, so we're going to go 1 white. Cast for 0, and we're going to get back Ravenous Intruder. Okay. Now we're going to sacrifice the Sorcerer's thing because I want to get back a Bomat Courier. We're going to click OK. We're going to click OK. I'll cast, oh wait, cancel. I almost messed up. Alright, so we're going to use that to shoot him for 1. I'm going to cast Bomat Courier. And we're going to get back another Scrap Trawler. Okay. Now that we got back another Scrap Trawler, like, there's a bunch of things we could do here. I should probably just be going for the combo. So we cast Bomat Courier. Now I'm going to sacrifice Bomat Courier to get back my Walking Ballista. It's the only creature in the graveyard now. Or the only creature that I could get back. So now I'm going to get back another Mimic. That's going to make things go a little bit faster. We'll call Constructs. Now I will shoot him. Shoot him. And then I will sacrifice a Scrap Trawler. And I'm getting back a Walking Ballista. And I'll get back a Implement because it doesn't matter. I could just use like in paper you would be able to go, alright, you're dead. Like, you just establish the loop and they're dead. I am going to just keep sacrificing the Trawler here. I mean, all you need is anything to sack, and we have an extra Trawler, so you could do it that route. I'm actually sacrificing the Trawler because I'm trying to get more creatures out of my graveyard. The more creatures that I get out of my graveyard, the more artifacts I get out of my graveyard, the less time it takes to be able to do this. So we'll get back to Walking Ballista again. Just make sure you always get back at least Ballista. And then we'll bring back the Trawler. That'll resolve. We get our dude. We shoot for 2 more. I mean, yeah, but we're going off here. Doesn't matter. We'll sack that one. And we'll get Courier and Walking Ballista. And we'll play Walking Ballista. And we get back Trawler. I need to say okay to some of these. We'll speed this up. At least we have 2 Mimics, so things are going well there. Sack the Trawler. Get back both the things. Always yield to that. And you see how it just went a lot quicker that time? That's exactly why I wanted to start sacking the Trawler, so I could get all those artifacts back from my graveyard. And we'll always yield to that. We'll make our dude. We'll shoot for 2. And now we will sack Trawler. Trawler automatically targets the only thing in the graveyard that it can, so we don't have to worry about targeting anymore. I will yield to your hidden stockpile trigger, buddy. And then we will cast the Ballista for free. Yeah, I was a little weary about streaming this for you guys because for one, there's a lot going on. You guys, like, anyone tuning in is going to be like, what is going on? Also, anyone tuning in that didn't know what was going on was thinking I was losing with the board over there, but I'm not losing. We're winning this. But I only got 9 minutes to do this, what, 7 or 12 more times? 13 more times? Yeah. So, yeah. There we go. Infinite again. Let alone interrupting. Okay. So, yeah, right, like, dude's gonna interrupt us there. It's sad that you knew the combo before you joined. It's interesting. A lot of people were interested in it, and I wanted to put my version of it together. Like the guy on TCG Player, I think he put together a version of it. His version uses like Gate to the Afterlife to do all these other things, and like you got to go through a million different counters to even be able to get started. Like, not a million, but let's say I needed to do this 40 times to create enough, you know, mana to shoot someone. I would have had to, like, you would have to do it twice as many times the other direction. So yeah, I'm kind of glad we're just doing it. I wanted to do it with constructs because I think it's technically a little bit quicker, and it's really hard to do these kind of decks on MTGO because if you've got to go through a whole bunch of different counters and things like that, I wanted this deck to be somewhat MTGO friendly, and that's a little hard to do. I mean, honestly, that's hard to do. I don't have a draw engine online, Rush, or I would 100% be drawing through the deck, and we would... he scoops it up! Finally! He has seen enough. He has seen enough. Right, and I like constructs. You got it, guys. Yeah. It actually would have been faster to kill his creatures and swing. Probably... Actually, maybe. Maybe it would have. Maybe it would have. The problem is our dude was not... Like, he was summon sick. So, it's not like... Yeah. He got tired of watching. Yeah. It'd been faster if I'd have had a fling. Man, why'd you have to tell Rush that? Why'd you have to say that to Rush? If we would have had a draw engine online, which we easily could have, if we would have had a draw engine online, we could have just, like, drew down through our deck till we got a win con. There's a whole bunch of different things. There's quite a few different infinite combos. You can go infinite mana. You can draw out your whole deck. You don't necessarily need to have Gate to the Afterlife and some of the other things that are in the TCG Player deck. But that deck seems to work too. I pulled it up, I played with it, and I was like, this is not really where I'm wanting to go with Teshar. So I went the constructs route, mainly because Teshar brings back a creature. It'll bring back your Raven, it'll bring back Atog, it'll bring back all the others and stuff like that. So, guys, it's already 10:30, and we had to wait a little while. This deck's really, really slow. We did win 2 out of the 3 matches that we played. We got to see a couple other jank decks get some play. That was a lot of fun. Like, you guys will have to let me know in the comments of what you would do to improve this deck or whatnot. So please let me know in the comments what you would do to improve it. There's probably a ton of different ways to improve it. Don't worry about the sideboard. The sideboard's definitely going to need some work after the meta is resolved. But for the most part, this is what I've got. This is the idea that I'm brewing with. I might cut out the implements and the inspectors, which kind of would change some things. But go check out the double strike auras, please. Seems pretty good. That seems pretty good. I like double strike. I like doing twice the damage. So yeah, to improve the deck, make it Mardu. Yeah. So Teshar combo, which is the other version of it that I was playing around with, I was actually trying the Mox Embers. I was trying the Gate to the Afterlife. I was trying Yahini. Yahini is actually too expensive. It costs 3 mana to be able to get it down. I like my sack outlet coming down at 2 mana. But you can also just have Yahini in the graveyard and bring it back as well. You can get it with board the Weatherlight. The card is good. I just didn't need it. it just wasn't necessary. Like most of the time, you just run for the Ravenous, you're going to get there. The real important parts, the only parts you really need to the deck, you need a Teshar, you need a Walking Ballista, you need some type of sack outlet, and in my version of the deck, I like for that sack outlet to be a Metallic Mimic. If we're sacking something other than Metallic Mimic, then we're probably getting some value, like Gleaming Bearer or something like that. There's a bunch of value you can get there. So you could use the 1-drop artifact creature that when it dies, it gives a 1/1 counter to target creature. That's a construct too. That's the new construct that I was actually looking at that. You only need to be able to sack something that's 1 converted mana cost or greater. So yeah, actually that would fit in the constructs deck. The only reason I'm still running the Foundry Chief Inspector is because it gives me it. Without that, I don't have a chance at infinite draw, right? So should you sell your Ballistas now before the emergency ban? No, man, they wouldn't ban Ballista. They would ban Teshar if they banned anything. Should you sell them before your No, and plus Ballista gets play in Modern, Legacy, and things like that. So no, I wouldn't. Where's the Scrap Heap? He's in the side. Scrap Heap's in this deck. He's definitely in the side against a deck that's got a lot of removal. And when we're going on the Weatherlight, Aether Sphere Harvester, Scrap Heap Scrounger beatdown plan, Scrap Heap's in, buddy. I promise you. I've got the Scrap Heap in here. When we're going construct aggro against, like, say, a control deck, like Approach of the Second Sun or something like that, we're probably... or a blue-black control, we're probably going to try just construct aggro and just get in, because we don't have a lot of other ways to do things, but we always kind of leave in part of the combo. I'm kind of on the fence whether or not I would play 3 or 4 Teshars. In both of the decks I've been playing 3 Teshars. I don't know if it's right or not, but hey, who knows. If I did Mardu, I could use the Black Paladin in the sideboard. I like how you abbreviated black. You're learning, Rush. It's like, yeah, I can't use just the word black. It's not a color anymore. It's a restriction on YouTube. Yeah, that's horrible, isn't it? That's horrible. Guys. Yeah, like, why would I want to run 4 Teshars because, like, you really do want it, but we did have that one game where I just had Teshar, and needs Mirage Mirror for what? What are you going to copy? Copy Scrap Trawler? You're not copying Teshar. Copy the Mimic? Like, I don't think that's the right way to go. But yeah, I was brewing around with this deck, and I was trying to use like some of the other combos, so I didn't have as much of the Mimic in. I didn't like it. If anything, we could drop the red altogether and just go black-white to Teshar. That might be a possibility. Just work off the Yahini and all the artifacts and stuff, but Mimic or their stuff. You know, honestly, Mirage Mirror, I normally copy the opponent's stuff more than I copy my own. Like, it's like, oh, that's a Galta. I think I need to swing for 12 with Trample next turn. Or I'm going to block your Galta with my my Galta. So, you know, yeah, I don't like the Amber here either. I do not like Mox Amber here. Again, the TCG player deck, it had Mox Ambers in it. I originally pulled it up and started brewing around the TCG player version of the deck, which I think is actually Esper, and then I got into Mardu, and then I finally just went back to my PS Revolution deck, and I was like, no, I think that the Board the Weatherlight and Teshar were the missing pieces that the PS Revolution deck needed. PS Revolution's not a bad deck, guys, so yeah, it's Infinite Ballista. Yeah. Mox Amber gets infinite mana. Yeah, why do you need infinite mana? We're going Infinite Ballista. Like, what do you need the mana for when you're already creating the kill? Like, see, all right. So that was my thing about the TCG player Teshar combo deck, and like, I'm not dogging TCG player or anything else like that. Like, I knew that I wanted to brew with Teshar and Board the Weatherlight, because as soon as I seen those cards, I was like, oh my god, those cards go straight into PS Revolution. You guys know how much I like my PS Revolution Constructs deck. And these are the cards, like, even in Rivals of Ixalan. It was the first deck that I updated, which I might have to mean that, you know, our next block, I'll have to update this deck first. Just make it my thing. Like, Pia's Revolution's my pet. And in that Teshar deck they have, like, you have to do this one combo infinitely before you can do the second combo infinitely before you can do the third combo infinitely. You can't just jump straight to the first one, and we play online. So because we're online and I got to beat the clock, I don't think that I have enough time to do all of those things. And one of them is actually create infinite mana. And if you really want to create infinite mana in this deck, I think that the easiest way to do it is just with Gleaming Bearer. But there's not a lot of reasons to be creating infinite mana. However, Gleaming Bearer could be better once your deck starts to go off than the Foundry Chief Inspector or the Foundry Inspector, because the Foundry Inspector just reduces the cost of everything. Gleaming Bearer will actually give you an extra treasure, which you can start casting things from your hand again. So yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. Like, if I traded my Foundry Inspector for anything, it'd be for Gleaming Bearer. I just think that that is the card that I would want in the deck. Honestly, I would probably just cut a Pia's Revolution for maybe one more land. Yeah, it would probably be a white source. And depending on how my white source and red sources are skewed, I would probably trade out my my implements. But for right now, that's what I've got. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about the deck. Is it too jank to even bother playing with somebody? Are you going to be able to take this to a Friday Night Magic and win first place? I don't know. Let's see what the format does. Let's see what kind of sideboards we can build for it once we know what the format does. Maybe. I mean, when you just say, hey, turn 5, game over, dude. That's hard to beat. And if they're not going to kill you by that time, then yeah. Zaxadillo, I take it that you're playing Lost Legacy Squee, right? You're playing Squee's Legacy? The Legacy of Squee. Oh my god, there's so many good names we can name this deck, Zax. Right? You're updating, not copying, my dude. Oh yeah, the Legacy of Squee. Right? Hey, you know, you got to be pretty smart to live as long as he has. But not being able to die helps too. Anyway, guys, my name's Eric, SideboardMTG. I hope you guys had a lot of fun playing this or watching me play this deck. Hope you guys can go have some fun with this deck. Please don't make me hate Squee. Oh, they're going to. They're going to break Squee, sir. They are Squee's immortal. We tested. Absolutely. We're going to hit the credits up. I hope you guys had a lot of fun tonight. I know that I had a lot of fun. We, you know, we won a couple. We got to go off. I got to show you guys, you know, multiple ways this deck could win. I think that I actually got to showcase the deck. We're already at 46 likes. You guys are liking it. Somehow we lost the dislike. I don't know what's going on with that, but thank you all very much. I appreciate you all stopping in tonight. I'm going to roll the credits. Pokemon Red? Yeah. Let's do some Pokemon Red for the credits. All right, we'll rock out to that. You guys let me know. I'll be talking in chat there for the next few minutes. And hey, Marv, thank you. I mean, I thought it was a Y. My bad. Marv Johnson, everybody. But yeah, hey, thanks guys. And I've got more Dominaria content coming. Oh, real quick thing. At some point this week, I actually have to change the internet service over from it's currently under someone else's name. I got to get everything put into my name. There's going to be a point where they have to turn that service off, and then we have to wait for a different appointment for them to come turn the next one on. And I am worried to death that like we can't get everything on the same day. So there might be a 2 or 3 day period this week where I can't stream. And if that's the case, you know, thank you all for bearing with me on that. But yeah, that's all supposed to be happening tomorrow. So hopefully we can get everything going. Maybe I'll at least be able to get coffee time going. But yeah, we'll see y'all soon, and hopefully we'll have everything up by the time Dominaria is standard legal, and then we will I'm probably just going to start out with the green-black sporelings. Yeah, I mean, hey, let's face it. Like, everybody wants to see sporelings. Guys, have fun, and we'll see you next time. SideboardMTG.